Oh my god, that's a beat. Hell no. I can't do this now. What's up guys? Today I'm gonna be doing a video all about how I edit my Instagram pictures. I got a couple DMs about it. Editing pictures is something that's really super fun to me. So first of all, for when I take pictures, the majority of my pictures are taken on an iPhone. Less than half of them are taken on my camera. A good chunk of them are like photographers. I'm just gonna be talking about how I edit my personal pictures, not how photographers edit pictures when I shoot with them. So if I take a picture on my phone, I edit it the same way that I would if it's on my camera. And basically, I edit every picture differently depending on what it needs. Really, it's just like having an eye for what looks good. I'm gonna be showing you what I use for that. My top 2 apps of all time for editing pictures, if I could only keep 2, I would definitely keep Snapseed and VSCO. These are my 2 favorites. Snapseed because it works wonders on pictures if you need to change things, and VSCO because the filters are amazing. I do less editing on VSCO, more filters, and I use the grain effect. For Snapseed, how I will edit a picture. I would edit a picture on Snapseed is just to open a photo first of all. Those are all tattoo ideas, so just ignore those. I'm gonna go with this photo of my friend Nicole. This is from the Michael's photo challenge. I don't know if anyone's done that. You have all these preset like modes that you can choose, but I never use those. So I go to tools, and the first thing I do is tune the image. You can change brightness, contrast, saturation, ambiance, highlights, shadows, all that stuff. So the first thing I do is usually brighten the image if I need to. I always up the saturation, and I always up the ambiance because I feel like that makes it brighter, more appealing. You can play with highlights and shadows. For this one, I feel like it looks good a little darker, so I'm gonna do that. Change the temperature of it. I kind of like that one, so I'm gonna keep it. The other effect I use on here is blurring. So you can go to lens blur, and you can do a circle that blurs everything around the circle. You can change it to be vertical and have it that way. So now you can choose what is blurred. The other things I use on here are healing. So say if she has like a pimple or anything, or if I have a pimple, I can just go like this, select it, and just edit it right out. Even like freckles, it just kind of smooths the surface. You can also do selective editing, which is what I do a lot of the times. So you just tap the area you want to select. You can change the brightness of that area, the structure of that area. A lot of times if you want to soften someone's skin, you can turn the structure down. And then to see what you've done, you can hold down, and that was the start, and this is the finish. So then I export it, and I love this because it actually modifies it. Instead of saving 2 copies, it just replaces your first copy with the edited version. So I'll just modify that. So now I'm going to show you guys what VSCO does. So for VSCO, all you have to do is import the picture. Import that, and then I will choose a filter. My favorite filters are A6, but I always turn them down. A6, HB2 is my second favorite one. That was on my feed for like literally a year and a half. I used HB2. HB1 is a little colder version of HB2, and C1. Those are my favorite filters from VSCO. So that's what those do. Also, if you realize that a filter is making your edit some way that you don't want it, you can change that. So for this one, I would probably put the saturation down a little bit. And also I like the grain function on VSCO. It's my favorite. So it makes it look a little vintagey, a little old-timey, get a little grain in there. Fade is kind of a cool one too. All the other functions you can play with. These are just how I personally edit mine. You can adjust these. Sometimes if I don't like the angle a picture is at, you can change the skew. So if you change the Y skew, it's like from what range you're seeing the picture. Sometimes I'll change that if I want to. You can just save it like that. Saved your camera roll, choose the size. So that is how I edit my basic pictures. Like every time I post a picture, it goes through that process unless I don't feel like it needs to be edited. But pretty much all of these pictures you see here were edited using that process. All of the ones that I'm clicking on right here were edited the same way. Yeah, that's how I edit my Instagram pictures. If you go on any of my Instagram pictures, I guarantee you that is exactly the process I went through, just with different variations. Now I'm going to talk about my other favorite apps. these are my other apps. So Rave is a good one. This is actually a collage making app, and this is something I do. It's a little more funky. If you follow my clothing fashion account with Connor, this is the app we use to make our edits. So for example, you can take a picture and place it as the backdrop or the first picture. This app takes a lot of getting used to, but basically you can duplicate a picture, rotate it, like do all this cool stuff. And a lot of my Instagram pictures are on this app too. There's stickers and backgrounds and lenses that I use. The number one thing I use is stickers though, because they have all these cool like vaporwave, random, like rave, web punk type things. But they also have like nature ones and like memes and stuff. I don't know, like some stupid stuff, but sometimes it looks really cool on your pictures. So like for this one, I'd probably do a nature one and I don't know, maybe add like some leaves in the foreground or something like that. And I don't know, I usually get pretty funky on Rave just because it's like fun. There's a lot of freedom for creativity on this app, so I love that. The VHS one is pretty cool too because you can add like a date stamp, so it makes it look a little like vintagey, like on a camcorder almost. So yeah, and you can add a ton of cool things like a lens. You can do a little like layout lens, and then up here you can change all your layers. You can delete things, lock things in place, and then just save it. So yeah, here's some examples I'll put on the screen of Rave edits that I've made. I got super into them. It's super addicting. If you're ever bored, hit up this app. I'm so serious. Like Rave sponsor me. Go through my other apps. PicJointer is just a typical collage app, but I like this one the most because it gives you more like customization options. Fonto, this is what I use for when I want to put text on a picture, and for all of my YouTube thumbnails, this is what I use when you see like the words across my videos. I've always used this app even when I like change the style of how I do it. So all you do is take a photo, take this, and then just add text and then just write prom 2018. This is what I did earlier today, and just put it where I want it. Change the size, you can change the font. They have all these different fonts. Yeah, you can change the style, so like all the different colors. You can change the layout, like the lines, the backgrounds. Like you can do a ton of different stuff on this app, which is why this is my best font app. Like if I want to put words over something, 100% Fonto. Fuji is like one of those apps where you take the picture and it edits it right away. It just gives it kind of like an automatic filter. So I can demonstrate it for you, but basically Fuji looks like this. You can tap it, switch the camera, and then if I like took a picture of myself right now, it develops the thing, I don't know. And you go to your lab and it kind of has this really cool like retro looking, almost 3D effect with a timestamp in the corner. And yeah, I think it's really cool if you want to like not edit the picture but take the picture and then just have it look good. A lomograph is another one of those kind of VHS like old vintage looking. So you can take a photo like this, like I'll use this one of myself, and basically put all these filters on it like that, and there's a timestamp in the corner. You get a lot of like motion with this app, which I really like. So yeah. The last one is VHS Cam, which is basically just another app that you can take pictures like this, and it gives it like a really cool vibe. I don't know, I like this app a lot. Yeah, that is all my apps. If you want like a part 2 on like video editing or anything like that, I can show you. I use an old version of iMovie to edit all my videos, but I have a couple tips and tricks for making it look more professional. I definitely don't use anything really high-end like Final Cut or any of that. So that is it for how I edit my pictures. I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If it helped you, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below your editing apps. If you have any suggestions for me, apps that I should try out, I'm all about it, so let me know. Follow my Instagram right here to see all my pictures. I will appreciate it a lot. That's it. Subscribe. Thank you for watching, and as always, I will see you next week, and I love you all. Bye.